Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Jaguars vs. Titans. The Jacksonville Jaguars placed quarterback Trevor Lawrence on injured reserve Wednesday, officially ending his 2024 campaign. Lawrence, in his fourth NFL season, had already endured a significant AC joint injury in his non-throwing shoulder earlier in the year. Now, following a severe concussion suffered in Week 13 against the Houston Texans, his season comes to a premature close. The concussion occurred during a 6-yard scramble when Lawrence slid to avoid contact but was hit late by Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. The blow left Lawrence motionless, sparking a brawl that led to ejections for Al-Shaair and Jaguars defensive back Jarrian Jones. Al-Shaair has since been suspended for 3 games. With Lawrence out, Jacksonville turns to Mac Jones, acquired mid-season, as they evaluate their quarterback depth and prepare for what is shaping up to be a rebuilding effort. For Lawrence, surgery and recovery now take precedence, with hopes for a full return in 2025. For the Jaguars, a team that entered the season with playoff aspirations, the focus has shifted to securing the top pick in the 2024 NFL Draft and building a future around their star quarterback. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans also find themselves in a season of struggle. Sitting at 3-9, the Titans face glaring roster weaknesses, particularly at right tackle and across their offensive line. Defensive depth and a lack of pass rush have only compounded their issues. While second-year quarterback Will Levis has shown flashes of potential, inconsistencies in pocket presence and decision-making remain areas of concern. The Titans are 1-3 in Levis' starts since his return from injury, with the young quarterback displaying both promise and growing pains. Divisional matchups often bring tight contests, and this game should be no exception. Underdogs in these games frequently outperform the spread, particularly when it's over a field goal. Despite losing Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars' offense, under Mac Jones, has the tools to remain competitive. Look for Jacksonville to lean heavily on the running back tandem of Travis Etienne Jr. and Tank Bigsby, coupled with a conservative passing attack. Tennessee's defense, which has struggled to pressure opposing quarterbacks, may struggle to contain this approach. On the other side, Tennessee's offense has been among the league's least effective, ranking 28th in total yards and 27th in scoring. Though Will Levis has made strides, issues with pass protection, especially at right tackle, continue to stymie the Titans' ability to sustain drives. Additionally, Tennessee has scored fewer than 20 points in 3 of their last 4 games. Prediction: the Jaguars' ability to exploit Tennessee's defensive inefficiencies and the Titans' offensive inconsistency make Jacksonville plus 3.5 an appealing play. Divisional familiarity often leads to low-scoring affairs, and history supports that trend between these teams. 8 of their last 11 meetings have gone under the total, with an average combined score of 37 points. The Titans' defense, while inconsistent, has shown strength in the red zone, which could limit Jacksonville to field goals. Conversely, Tennessee's offensive struggles and Jacksonville's reliance on a conservative game plan further point toward a low-scoring contest. Prediction: under 40.5 points. Expect a grinded-out game defined by field position and few explosive plays. Cleveland Browns vs. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cleveland Browns are fighting hard but can't seem to close out games, especially on the road. They've racked up 4 one-score losses this season and sit at a woeful 1-5 in away games. Scoring just 18 points per game, 18th in the league. With 22nd ranked offensive yardage, the team's struggles can largely be attributed to inconsistency at quarterback. Jameis Winston has been a mixed bag, throwing 11 touchdowns against 7 interceptions in his 10 games since replacing Deshaun Watson. In their last outing, Winston racked up nearly 500 passing yards against the Denver Broncos, but also threw 3 costly interceptions, 2 of which turned into pick sixes. Despite leading Denver in key metrics like first downs and time of possession, the Browns fell 41-32, exemplifying the highs and lows of the Jameis Winston experience. On the other hand, the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to defy expectations under Mike Tomlin. They're solid at home with a 4-1 record featuring a top 10 offense, 25 points per game, and a defense that's allowed just 19 points per game, also top 10 in the league. The Steelers have thrived since Russell Wilson took over at quarterback, going 5-1 with Wilson tossing 10 touchdowns and only 3 picks. Pittsburgh's last game was a thrilling 44-38 win over the Cincinnati Bengals, highlighted by a 414-yard passing performance from Wilson and a 20-point explosion in the second quarter. Despite giving up nearly 400 yards, the Steelers' clutch play sealed the victory. The Browns have only one road win all season, and the Steelers are coming off a 44-point showing. With Wilson commanding the offense and the Steelers playing at home, expect them to cover the spread with authority. My team pick is Pittsburgh minus 6.5 points. Both teams showcased offensive fireworks in their previous games, and their combined over trends are compelling. The Steelers' home games have averaged 44 points over the past 4 outings, and the Browns' defensive woes on the road suggest this game will lean heavily toward offense. My total pick is over 42.5 points. Carolina Panthers versus Philadelphia Eagles. The Panthers showed fight last week in their divisional clash against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but fell short in overtime, losing 26-23. Bryce Young led a spirited comeback late in regulation, including a clutch 25-yard touchdown to Adam Thielen, but the team couldn't capitalize in overtime due to a costly Chuba Hubbard fumble in Tampa territory. This marked yet another tough loss for Carolina, who now sit at 3-9, cementing their 7th consecutive losing season. Young, who has rebounded after a stint on the bench, has been a bright spot for the struggling Panthers offense. Over the past 2 games, he's shown flashes of his potential, throwing for 298 yards last week and 263 yards against Kansas City the week prior. However, the Panthers' offense overall remains near the bottom of the league, ranking 29th in passing yards and 28th in both yards per completion and passing first downs per game. The Eagles, on the other hand, are riding high after a gritty 24-19 win over the Baltimore Ravens. Despite being outgained 372-252 and struggling in the passing game, Philadelphia leaned on their physicality and stellar defense to contain Baltimore's offensive efforts. With a league-leading rushing attack, the Eagles are primed to control the tempo against Carolina's 24th ranked rush defense. However, injuries are mounting for Philly, with key players like Dallas Goedert and Reed Blankenship questionable for Sunday's matchup. The return of Devonta Smith should help bolster their offense. Bryce Young's recent form suggests he's up to the challenge of facing Philadelphia's stout defense. While a win seems unlikely, Young's ability to move the ball and keep the Panthers competitive makes covering the spread a solid bet. My team pick is Carolina Panthers plus 13 points. Both teams have shown tendencies to play lower-scoring games in this matchup historically. The Eagles' reliance on their rushing game and the Panthers' struggles in generating explosive plays make this a likely grinded-out affair. The trends also favor the under, with 6 of Philly's last 7 games against NFC South opponents falling short of the total. My total pick is under 46 points.